the best way to
Stand for form.
Left face. Quick march. Make way. Make way! Take care. Halt. To the right. Face. Quick march. Halt. Rest in the fight and run.
March on the card! Stop! Red! March! Present! March!
fine greeting today. I have most recently been appointed
governor of this province by Parliament and His Majesty, and it is my aim, with your assistance, to bring this wayward province back into its proper obedience and sensibilities to their obligations to crown and country. With your kind assistance, I do expect that the situations here will improve markedly and immediately. I've moved the center of government from the port, which as you know has been closed, of Boston, here to the fine and loyal company of Salem.
Teachers first, quick march.
To His Excellency Thomas Gage, Esquire, Captain General and Commander-in-Chief in and over His Majesty's province, the Massachusetts Bay, and Lieutenant General of His Majesty's forces. May it please Your Excellency. We, who are merchants and freeholders in the town of Salem, beg leave to present you our dutiful respects on your appointment to the government of this province. The universal tribute of thanks and applause paid you for the wisdom, mildness, and exact regularity of your conduct in another command cannot fail to excite the most just expectations that this province will enjoy the happy fruits of your benignity. We are deeply affected with a sense of our public calamities, but the miseries that are now rapidly hastening on our brethren in the capital of the province greatly excite our commiseration, and we hope Your Excellency will use your endeavors to prevent a further accumulation of evils on that already sorely distressed people. By shutting up the port of Boston, some imagine that the course of trade might be turned hither to our benefit, but nature, in the formation of our harbor, forbids our becoming rivals in commerce to that convenient mark, and were it otherwise, we must be dead to every idea of justice, lost to all the feelings of humanity, could we indulge one thought to seize on the wealth, raise our fortunes on the ruin of our suffering neighbors. But so far from receiving a benefit, we are greatly injured by the shutting of the harbor of Boston, as it deprives us of a market for much the larger part of our West India imports, and there is not a town in the province but will feel the ill effects of it. Permit us then, sir, to apply to your clemency and justice to afford us every alleviation in your power, and to procure for us every possible relief from this extensive mischief. I suppose you have a response to that.
Indeed I do, sir. Mr. Adams. I thank you for the obliging expressions towards me contained in your address, and be assured it will always afford me singular pleasure to be of use to the inhabitants of this town or any individual in the province. I feel, as well as you do, the inconveniences that the inhabitants must suffer from shutting up of the port of Boston, and should be glad that they would cooperate with my endeavors to extricate themselves from them. But, sir, without their assistance, I can take no step towards their relief. I am sorry that the people of that capital should have given such repeated provocations to the king, to the British nation, as to force them to take the present measures in support of their authority. Great Britain is equally desirous as yourselves of a happy union with this as well as every other colony, sir, and inheriting the spirit of her ancestors finds it necessary to support her rights. As the supreme head of her extended empire, she strives not to check that spirit which you say you inherited from your fathers, but to inculcate that due obedience to King in his Parliament, which your fathers themselves acknowledged, sir.
Handle, arm. Rest your firelock. Shoulder your firelock. Cover to advance by files from the center advance.
Johnson Jones. There you go. DJ was
Right.
Wheel. Wheel. That. Double up. That turn. Left of loop.
Forward. Front. Time and load.
Go up, corporal. Go up.
Fire, load and hold. Right. We're good. Right out, face. March, march.
Make ready.
Step up and in. Step up and in.
Fire. Time and load.
Musket fire is going to give you a higher statistical weight. Yes, got it. That's an individual soldier, probably between 75 and 100.
I think they do it by command.
Make ready! Done. Set! Fire! During the American Revolution, time and go!
Make ready. Reset.
Right now, most of the
Fire.
have never seen combat before.
March.
They've been stationed
Time and
around the
hold.
world.
Make ready.
Hold here. Look different. As far west as Illinois.
Fire.
Make ready. Reset. Fire. Time and load.
Prepare to turn to the left. Turn.
They've been arrested for gambling.
Oh, really? Who?
The corporal.
Oh, man. Take him away.
I go away for 5 minutes.
How could you do this to your company?
Where are we bringing them?
You've been arrested, so.
Part one.
What do we,
You've been cashiered.
what do we do with them?
Sergeant, the prisoner's bayonet.
Oh, yes, that's essential.
6 yards. Fire. Color yard. Fire. Detachment. To the left. Take. To the front. By left about wheel. Quick. March. Head pass. Halt. Freeze that. Arm. Corner yard. Fire. Sentry. Post. And now we're covered. Get closer. Okay, the lady orders.
You are to watch the road here and you keep anyone from coming in who isn't authorized and stop anyone who is not authorized to leave as well.
You are post 2.
Post!
Diagonal. Perfect.
To the front.
Hey. You're already in front.
Shoulder. Fire.
That's falling over. Good. You may use any position you want except for ease and slope.
Attachment. To the front. Right. Right. Wheel. To the left. Oblique.
They didn't completely march. Yeah, it's a little bit long.
You bloody bastard, why'd you do that? No! You bloody fool, Christian. What were you thinking, man? Guard, handle this prisoner. Take that man.
Down. Sit.
Drop post 2 with me.
You can call it.
Or if you want, we can do 5 minutes.
I prefer roast on a stick.
To the right. Wheel. Bloody fools, the left. Yeah.
Make sure you need room. Blow it out.
To the left.
You guys are wheel.
Take
Hey!
care.
Wheel.
In the name of His Majesty, King George, I hereby call this court-martial to order. All interested parties are hereby commanded to draw forth and be attentive. Today we have 2 court-martials, one not so serious of charge, one very serious charge. Presiding on the court-martial to my left is Colonel Robert Polatico of his 10th Foot. On my right, Captain John Langan of the 23rd Fusiliers. What? And myself, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Graves of the 10th Foot. On the prosecution we have. What's your name?
Sergeant
to the defense. Captain Thornberry of His Majesty's Marines. Gentlemen.
So, Sergeant, present the first case.
I have a Corporal Salpany and Private Bella Trocosi. At 1 p.m., these two men were seen gambling by 3 people. When the inspection of their tents were done, they were found these 2 cards. No money was found. However, obviously, I have 3 witnesses that were found for these men that were gambling.
By a vote, 2 to 1. Private Salpany? No. Corporal Salpany. Private Salpany have been acquitted of charges of gambling. Consider yourselves lucky, because it could have easily been 2 to 1 the other way. In this case, dismissed. Charges against both of you have been dropped. Dismissed. Guard, march them off. Take them off and release them from custody.
I've seen this one before.
Sergeant!
Private Northam from the Coral Company. He abdicated his guard position and attempted to sell his uniform to a civilian in Iron Grave, roughly 2:10 p.m. I have 4 witnesses, and there was evidence found of money on his person.
Call your first witness, Sergeant. I was standing over here with Thomas Gage, His Excellency, and I noticed that Private Northrop had started to vacate his post and make his way across the street and go down this little alleyway right here. And then he disappeared off into, I would imagine, meet his acquaintance.
Apprehend him along with the corporal of the guard, and I followed suit right after, and we went down the alleyway and caught him proceeding with some civilian who was actually standing right there, and they were exchanging some sort of currency for what we imagined was probably a coat or a musket or something like that. Was he still wearing his robe at the time? Or? He was in the process of taking off his kit.
While still on guard duty,
While supposed to be on guard duty, yes.
After I was called from the sergeant of the guard, I ran across the road to him, the defendant, in the process of removing his coat. As soon as he saw us, he took off running. I proceeded to chase him down. I caught him right behind that building. He put up a heck of a fight coming back. He almost knocked me over until 3 other men came inside.
I was manning my post as sergeant of the guard. I observed the defendant walking away from his post across the street to the yellow house. I began to pursue him, and I called Private Dunbar to follow me and assist in pursuing him as he abandoned his post. And I witnessed him in the yard of the house taking off his belting, his hat, and in the process of taking off his regimental. We then pursued him behind the house as he attempted to flee, brought him back to camp, brought him back to the guard post, at which time, and in the process of doing so, I recovered his belting, I recovered his hat, and also his musket, which had been left leaning against the tree.
You were corporal?
I was, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. By me, I last call by me.
I cannot stand trees just. What is your vote? Guilty. Guilty. I say guilty as well. Abandoning your post
on guard duty for the most serious offenses, desertion and abandoning your post of duty, punishable by death. Unfortunately, in this case, I'm enforced because of the circumstances and the four reputable witnesses against you. Sentence that you will be taken from the spot, held overnight, and you will be executed by firing squad at dawn tomorrow. Anything else to say? And I find this court is adjourned. This man in custody.
God save the king!
God save the king! Prisoner guard.